Hello, this is Kieran9, and today I'll be let's playing Metroid Zero Mission. Now, Metroid Zero Mission was released in 2004 as a remake of the original Metroid game, a classic Nintendo game from the 1980s. And it is pretty much a far superior version of the original game, which is pretty bad for today's standards. And let's begin. Now, as soon as you begin, ignore all gamer instincts and move left. This will let you get the Morph Ball, which is one of the most important items in the game. You cannot go more than 3 rooms without it. The Morph Ball was created because of the technical limitations of the NES at the time. Since they couldn't animate a falling cycle, they used a ball instead. Metroid was the first game of its kind, a pioneer in the genre, known as Metroidvania, which main objective was to collect items to become more powerful and finally beat the challenges that the game imposed. And we've run into our first Chozo statue. Chozo statues will always heal you and occasionally provide new power-ups or information on where you have to go next to get your next power-up or Chozo statue. They're very helpful in this game and can help guide new players along or just give you a nice health refill. The Chozo were a race of bird people who adopted Samus as a baby when she was orphaned by space pirates. The fun in this game comes from 3 different factors: 100% runs, speed runs, and low percent runs. Once you've beaten a game normally, you can have all sorts of fun with these 3 types of runs. Speed runs are a self-imposed challenge where you try and beat the game in the fastest time possible. My best record is just under an hour. Then there's 100% runs, which is trying to get all the missile packs, energy tanks, and other collectible items, as well as all the upgrades, of course, in this game. And now we have the long beam, which is our first weapon upgrade. It lets us fire shots all across the screen instead of just a tiny distance ahead of us. So we go up here, and finally there's low percent runs, which is trying to beat the game with as few items as possible. Now we go up here and go left again. Just open this door, turn around, and yeah. The reason is there's a locked door if you go right, but entering that room unlocks it. It's supposed to be a cutscene of some sort. And enter here, and first mini boss, if you can even call it that. Just use your Morph Ball to get under its attacks and shoot away. This thing is pathetically easy. Just don't get hit by too much by it. And another Chozo statue. Get healed, and we'll be told where to go next, which is to get the Morph Ball bombs. The Morph Ball bombs are one of the most essential items in the game, as they let you destroy bomb blocks, and they can be used for some pretty nifty sequence breaking. So back on the topic of low percent on replay value, low percent runs are generally a huge challenge, simply because you have very few items to work with. The general limit for low percent runs is 15%, and the absolute lowest you can go is 9%. Anyway, check this door, we can't get through it. Time to go down a vertical shaft, and we'll move across here, some tremors. And our first missile tank. Missiles are much powerful than your beam weapon, and they can open those red doors. Now these enemies here that come out of lava pits or pipes in the ground later on, they're meant to be farmed for health and ammo, because there are very few health and ammo restoration stations. And our first real mini-boss fight. Just shoot him in the eye 3 times and you win. His attacks are two very basic ram attacks, and he'll shoot spikes at you which give you health and ammo. Now you hit him in the eye 3 times and he blows up. If you don't kill him fast enough, he'll run away, and you can fight him a second time. But for now, let's get our loot. The charge beam. The charge beam basically lets you hold down your beam to power it up and shoot a more powerful version once it's fully loaded. Once it is fully charged, you can also kill enemies by jumping into them, even though you'll take quite a bit of damage if you don't kill them in one shot, and you lose all your charge by doing it, even though it only takes a couple of seconds to reload. Now, something else that's very good about this game is sequence breaking. Sequence breaking is the art of defying the game's logical order. For example, as soon as I get multiple bombs, I can go and often face the first proper boss of this game. You're not supposed to, but the designers made it so it was possible, and the game won't give you any major repercussions for doing so. It's basically secrets that let you bypass the game, and is very fun on later replays. Also, secret missile tank up here. And these hive enemies, your best at taking them out. Your best bet at taking them out is from a range with your long beam. Charge shots can also help. Anyway, the next room up ahead is where you'd fight with boss again if you fail to kill him the first time. If you don't kill him here, he will go away forever, and you won't be able to get your charge beam. You get an energy tank. Energy tanks will increase your maximum energy, which is your life, by 100. As you can see, instead of 99, I now have 199. Which is not that much. They're about 14 energy tanks spread across the world, and you probably won't find them all in one run unless you know what you're doing, or you're doing a 100% run. Next up is the map room. Just jump down here and shoot the wall. We've now opened up the map room, which will download a map of the current area. Our objective after getting more pool bombs is to get to Norfair, which is the next area. As I mentioned previously, 100% runs involve getting every single item and extra power up in the game. These ones are pretty fun for the completionist types. I personally haven't done a 100% run yet, and I don't really feel like I'd enjoy it, because it's more of the item hunt than anything. 100% runs are probably the best and the most fun if you combine them with a speed run to do a 100% speed run to see how fast you can get all the items. And next up, we have the Morphball bombs, which is probably the second most important power up in the game after the Morphball itself. Morphball bombs, not only can you destroy bomb blocks with them, which in its own right is very useful, but you can also do bomb jumps. Place a bomb underneath you and you do a little hop. Until you get the springboard function with a high jump, you cannot jump with a Morphball, except with bomb jumps. Bomb jumps also allow you to do the infinite bomb jump, which is one of the most important things you need to learn to do before you can sequence break at all. There's me doing a little bomb jump, and these little bug enemies, they stick onto you, and you have to destroy them with Morphball bombs. They're immune to any other form of weaponry. As soon as we're done here, we can either go to Norfair, which is where we're supposed to go, or to Kraid's Lair, which is the first boss area of this game. You're technically not supposed to go to Kraid's Lair until you've got a few more upgrades, but you can go in there anyway if you feel like it. It's just, you're just never explicitly told where it is. even though it's not that hard to find if you look around Brinstar for a little bit. And all we need to do now is return to the room where we first fought the mini-boss. Get some extra health while I'm at it. And you see these blocks up here? Those are morph ball bomb blocks. Destroy those, head through here, shoot the door, and we are off to Norfair. I hate the excessively long corridors in this game. And we are in Norfair. Next episode we'll head up to the surface and explore Crateria and conquer the upper half of Norfair. This has been Kearney9, and see you there.